Hey guys, and welcome back to the Josh YouTube channel. Yes, very original name, very creative. Took me hours to think about that really difficult name, but that doesn't matter. It's time to get into what is one of the biggest games of the weekend, and probably Chelsea's biggest game of the season. Let's go.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So on the 24th of April, at 5:30 UK time, Thomas Tuchel's Tricky Blues played David Moyes' dodgy West Ham at the Fishbowl Stadium, which is going to be a very, very, very difficult game, but a must-win nonetheless. Now, apparently when Chelsea like to play West Ham, apparently West Ham like to turn into prime Barcelona and decide to play like absolutely, I mean, they could be bottom of the league, already relegated, and they still decide to be absolutely magnificent giants against Chelsea. Now, Chelsea have struggled against West Ham in previous seasons, with Chelsea not particularly getting much favourable results against their fellow London club. But in this case, Chelsea must win this game to keep Champions League hopes alive. Now, the last time West Ham met Chelsea was last season, which I believe was a 3-2 win to David Moyes' side, where Thomas Tuchel scored 2 goals, and then I believe it was Yarmolenko with a last-minute goal off the bench, where it was a big long ball over the Chelsea defence. He tucked it in, and Chelsea were absolutely devastated, and the Chelsea fan base was raging. You could have if there was fans, there would have been a mafia waiting outside for Frank Lampard that day. This game for these two clubs is magnificent. Now the pressure's on Chelsea. The pressure is absolutely on Chelsea and not West Ham, because everyone had West Ham in there. Well, at least people who I talked to had West Ham in the relegation zone. We thought West Ham were going to be worse than either West Brom or Fulham. What? But no, they're sitting 5th place as we stand, and could very, very, very well be in the Champions League next season, and will most definitely at least be in the Europa League next season. Crazy, especially under the ownership that West Ham are under with the very small squad that they have, but they have some very key players. They have Declan Rice, Mikel Antonio, Lucas Fabianski. Craig Dawson has been really, really good this season, though he will be suspended for the Chelsea game. Thomas Schuhek, incredible player. Gerard Brown's done really well this season. Jesse Lingard, who joined in January, has been absolutely phenomenal. He's finding his feet again. So it's going to be a very difficult game. Though obviously, I believe Declan Rice and Mikel Antonio are out injured. Though Jesse Lingard should be fit. So, Chelsea injury wise, Kovacic is once again out injured, and I don't think there's anyone else injured at the moment. I believe other than that, we do have a fully fit squad. So I'm going to get into my Chelsea predicted lineup and the team that I would like to see play against West Ham. So first of all, Mendy. Mendy will be back in goal. We've had Kappa release a Balaga custard hands, who's been in goal against Manchester City and then was picked against Brighton. Very similar to when he started against Barnsley. He played against Newcastle in the following league game. Tuchel has done the same thing, where he started Kappa in the cup game and then in the next following league game. 5 clean sheets for Kappa now in this last 5 starts for Chelsea, though he has not really been tested. The biggest team he's played was Man City, yet Man City didn't have a single shot on target. So, I would love to. I am happy for Cab. I'm sure that's done his confidence all the world of good. But against Barnsley, he made a couple of really good saves. But I still need to I need to see him a bit more tested to see if he's maybe starting to show a bit of form again. But Mendy will be back in goal. That's been confirmed by Thomas Tuchel, and Mendy was always going to play an absolute must-win game. The back three. Azpilicueta needs to come back into right centre back. He was rested against Brighton, completely deservedly. So this man has been incredibly good since Tuchel's came in. I think Thiago Silva needs to be in the middle. He was rested against Brighton, so I think the fact he was rested against Brighton pretty much says that he will start this game. And then left centre back will be a Toto Rudiger, so it'll be a solid back three. The back three that's been really, really good this season. I don't know if Christensen's fully fit or not. I don't think there was any comment made on Tuchel about that, but that would be the back three. I think Thiago Silva's experience in this in this must-win situation for me. He has to stay. He absolutely must stay in the defence. Christensen's been exceptional, but football's hard sometimes, and when you have so many players in so many good form, you can't fit them all in the team. That's just the way it is. Right wing back will be would go with Reece James, I think, because I think Reece James' defensive aspect will be very useful in this game. I think West Ham will more than likely park the bus. It'll probably be a double-decker bus with all the doors locked, the windows shut, and the keys thrown away. But I do think Reece James probably would be best. His crossing of the ball is exceptionally really, really, really good, which we'll probably need that. We'll probably try to cross the ball into the box quite a few times against West Ham. Because playing through the middle is very difficult. You might as well stick the Titanic in the middle of the pitch because it's pretty much impossible to get past. And then, and also his defensive side, I think he'll keep whoever will be on the wing for West Ham. It could be anyone really, because they're quite intricate in attacking, and it's an attacking sense. I think that Reece James will do a really, really good job in that aspect too. Left wing back for me will have to be Ben Chilwell. Alonso, as much as people say Alonso is great going forward, and he is. He does come up with big goals in big situations, and his final third presence can't be known, but he was again very underwhelming against Spurs. I think it's time we move this guy on. He scored us big goals. He's done us good things at this club, but I just think he's more of a burden and more of an issue than anything. I think obviously what he did under Frank Lampard was an utter disgrace, and what he done. He complained about Sarri, and I just don't want this guy at this club anymore. I just think that all the negatives outweigh the positives. So I will start Ben Chilwell, who slowly but surely starting to find his form. I thought he was really, really good against West Ham. It's not West Ham, sorry, Manchester City. I thought he played really, really well. So for me, the midfield picks itself. It's Kante and Jorginho. As I said, Kovacic is injured. Mason Mount played beside Jorginho against Brighton. Yeah, did not work. It really, 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 really did not work. He might as well played Willy Caballero in the midfield beside Jorginho, because Mason Mount was just non-existent in that game. He struggled in that role. He didn't really offer us anything in attack. We missed his attacking threat. We missed his final balls, and it just was not the role for him. I would have started Billy Gilmore for Mason Mount, but Tuchel thought differently. So then he wanted to get Mason Mount in the team and Kante to be rested, but it did not work out. So Kante and Jorginho for me will have to be in the midfield. I think Kante will be very, very important to stopping West Ham's counter-attacks. Something that Kante is incredibly good at. And then the front three, I would play Kai Havertz at the false nine once again. And then I would probably play Timo Werner and Mason Mount. And I think Timo Werner, to people will probably massively disagree. I think Werner's still having a decent season. I know the goals have not been anything particular, and I know he's missed quite a few good chances this year, but I still think that his movement has been really, really useful this season. His pace will cause any team any issues, and his pace will cause any teams any issues. And I still think he is offering us more than he's not. So for me, Timo Werner gets a start. I thought he was I thought he played a really, 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 really good game against Manchester City. Obviously, he assisted the goal. He did the run. So I see that being I see that coming very useful against West Ham. And then I think Mason Mount starts. I think this guy is probably one of the first names on the team sheet. He has no reason not to play, so I'll go him. Then into the West Ham lineup. Now, this West Ham lineup is very difficult to predict. I don't know what their injury situation is. I don't know. I haven't seen David Moyes' press conference, so I don't know who's in and who's out. But I will try my best to pick. So Lucas Fabianski, he's going to start in goal. This guy is probably the top 4, top 5 best goalkeepers in the Premier League. He did make a mistake for Newcastle's third goal, which is a very, very rare mistake for him. He's been exceptional his whole time at West Ham. So he's not going to be to score against. We are going to have to make sure that we take our shots very wisely, because we'll not get very many. So we hope that we do any shots that we do goes absolutely nowhere near him. As I said earlier, Craig Dawson will be suspended for this game, so I don't really know who's going to play at the back, to be precise. But I don't know. The last couple of games they have played a back 3 or /back 5. I don't know if Moyes will be forced to switch into a back 4 here, because I know that I don't think they have any other centre backs they can play unless they play someone out of position or bring in a youngster. So I expect it to be a back 4. I think Ben Johnston is going to be at left back again because of injuries. I know Ryan Fredericks. I know Ryan Fredericks will probably play, but it seems like Ben Johnson seems to be a bit more favoured over Ryan Fredericks at the moment. Maybe Ryan Fredericks will start for experience, but I think Ben Johnson will start, and then I think Obana and Isaac Diop are going to be the two centre backs with Kufal as the right back, and Kufal's been absolutely exceptional since he joined West Ham. I think maybe he'll be a shout for Player of the Year for West Ham. Midfield, I think it's going to be Thomas Schick and Mark Noble simply because they've got no one else. I can't see anything else. I don't think David Moyes is going to play, two attacking midfielders against Chelsea, because I think it's very clear what his game plan is going to be. He does against the big teams all the time, where he kind of just sits there and tries to hit on the counter attack. So I do think Schick and Noble will probably start. Obviously, Rice is out injured, and I don't really think they have anyone else. Jarrod Brown will probably be up front. He seems to be Jarrod Brown seems to be the option. Seems to be the option up front with Michael Antonio out. Obviously, they sold Sebastian Haller in the summer, so I know Yarmolenko has been used there. Has been used there at times, but he's not a starter at West Ham, especially under David Moyes. And then I expect probably Jesse Lingard and Mario Lanzini to probably play in attack. So I think that will probably be the team. Maybe Barama, or however you say his name. So my English is terrible. Maybe we'll start probably at the number 10 with maybe Lanzini, with Lanzini and Lingard at the opposite sides of him, or Barama will play on the wing with Lingard at number 10. I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1. So just to go over my final team, so I think it'll be Fabianski in goal. I think it'll be Ben Johnson, Obana, Diop and Kufal at the back. I think Schick and Noble in the pivot. I think that Jarrod Brown will be up front, and I think Jesse Lingard will be a 10, Barama on the right, and then probably Mario Lanzini or Paulo Fornals on the left. As I said, this is a must-win for both of these teams for the Champions League, but the pressure will be on Chelsea because Chelsea were expected to be in the title race. People had them off as in the title race, never mind a top 4 fight. Well, West Ham and David Moyes are way, way, way overachieving. And credit to David Moyes, I think he's give West Ham fans who've suffered a lot over the last few seasons something to cheer about, knowing that European football isn't too far away. So, I think Dan XG could probably find any reason to hit David Moyes, or find any reason why this guy is an absolute troll under the bridge, but I think it's going to be a very different game. Obviously, West Ham's last result was 3-2 against Newcastle. Newcastle was 2-0 up. West Ham with 10 men brought it back to 2 each. And I think it was Joe Linton, I think. It might not be Joe Linton, but there was someone there was obviously a last-minute goal for West Ham, which was a Lucas Fabianski mistake. If our game against West Ham's like a 3-2 or a 3 each or whatever, I will be here to talk about the match after, because I'll be out that bloody window. My heart, I don't think, I'll probably be dead on the floor, dying from what has happened. My heart could take that. But it's a must-win game. I think the key for Chelsea here is I think Reece James put crosses into the box for Kai Havertz. He's quite a tall guy to get his head onto it. I think the backs need to get forward. They need to be good in the final third. It can't be wasteful, and we need to take our chances. One thing we've created chances this season, but we have not taken them. We need to take these chances. We're not going to get very many against a really, really, really well organised and set up team. I think we will keep a clean sheet. I think my biggest threat for West Ham is Jesse Lingard. I think their goal threat is quite low with all of the injuries that they have. I think Jesse Lingard is their focal point, is the one who's going to be the most threatening. But Chelsea's defence has been really, really good. When you stop at Manchester City, regardless of how much changes were made in the attack and whatever, still reducing to them to basically nothing is still a really, really, really good showing. So I think that Chelsea will win this game. I am going to be biased because this is too much of a big game not to be biased in. But as a neutral point of view, with the injuries that they have and with the form that Chelsea are in, and I do think they will bounce back against Brighton, because that Brighton game was a snore fest. At the end of the day, the whole situation with the European Super League was on the players' minds. And it sucked because it didn't feel like a football game that night. Even with the news that we withdrew before the game kicked off, you just knew that the Chelsea players were not mentally prepared for it. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 Chelsea win. I think we're going to get 2 second-half goals. We'll dominate the ball. We'll create chances. West Ham won't create anything too much. And I think I think Craig Dawson's a really big miss, and as I said, if they have to change the formation to a back four, or if they have to bring someone in who's not either a centre back or because Ryan Fredericks may play centre back with Ben Johnson as the left wing back, they'll have to play someone out of position, or they're going to have to change formation. And I think either way that'll play into our hands. And I fancy it because we are starting to get better in the attacking phase of the game. Fowler's starting to look better, Havertz starting to look better, Mount's in form, and then you've got Pulisic, Giroud, Hudson-Odoi, all of these players to bring off the bench. So I'm confident that I'm not confident. I don't say I'm confident it's such a big game, but I feel like Chelsea should be able to see this game out. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win, Chelsea. I'm going to go with Kai Havertz and Mason Mount getting the goals. So thank you very much for everyone for watching this match preview. Let's hope Chelsea get as well. Let's hope the Chelsea fans hope that Chelsea get the result, and that Chelsea take a step closer to a top four and hopefully 2 trophies. But that's obviously going to be talked about after the West Ham game because it's one game at a time. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share the video if you don't mind, and comment what you think about the video below. And I will definitely take in your feedback, and I appreciate your feedback most definitely. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and come on, you Chelsea!